right, ladies and gentlemen, so this is actually lesson 7, part 2. Right, we worked on the multiplication and the division. Now we're going to work on the adding and subtracting. Decided to kind of separate that out. So these rules are a little bit different. So in 2010, America's generated 2.5 times 10 to the 8th tons of garbage. The amount of recycled and composted material accounted for about 85 million tons of that. How much garbage was actually sent to the landfill? So once again, first thing I have to do is make sure all my numbers are written in scientific notation. So I'm going to take my 85 million and put that into scientific notation, 8.5 times 10 to the 7th power. So this is a subtraction. I know the total was 2.5 times 10. So now we're going to be subtracting our 8.5 times 10 to the 7th. Unfortunately, though, I can't subtract it like this because in order to subtract, your power of 10 has to be exactly the same, or to add. And that's not happening here. So what I have to do is I have to change one of the numbers so that the power of 10 matches. I personally like to always go towards the bigger exponent because then the chances of me having to redo something at the end is usually a little bit better. So I have to take and change this 8.5 times 10 to the 7th so that it has 10 to the 8th. That means I have to go over one more spot. So I realize that's not correct scientific notation, but we'll worry about that part at the end. So I'm now going to rewrite the problem. 2.5 times 10 to the 8th minus 0.85 times 10 to the 8th. Notice I tried to line up my decimal places there. So now in order to do this, I'm going to subtract my coefficients. So this is going to give me a 5. I have to borrow. So 1.75, and then you keep the power of 10. Always wanting to check to make sure, is this still correct scientific notation? And it is. So it's 1, I apparently subtracted wrong. Let's make that a 6. Sorry. 1.65 times 10 to the 8th. Okay, so you have to have, in order to add or subtract, you have to have the same power of 10. All right, so the mass of Earth is 5.9 times 10 to the 24th kilograms. The mass of Pluto, big. I'm going to put this into scientific notation right away. 1.3 times 10 to the 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 22nd power. Compared to Pluto, how much greater is the Earth's mass compared to Pluto? So we're going to have to, again, do our subtracting. But now, before I even put it over here, I know that I wanted to have an exponent of 24. This is 22. I'm 2 places away, which means I have to go 2 more places. 0.013 times 10 to the 24th. Now, because the powers of 10 match, now I can do my subtraction. So 0.013. I'm actually going to move this over a little bit. Okay, now I can do my subtraction. Put my zeros here. So when I do that subtraction, I'm getting 5.887 times 10 to the 24th. And I had to do some borrowing. This became an 8. This became a 9. That was the 10. Okay, so again, have to change. Use the information in questions 2 and 6 to find the combined means to add, mass of the Moon, Earth, and Pluto. Oh, boy. All right, so question number 2, which was on the other page, said that the mass of the Moon, I'm just going to write it down, is 7.3 times 10 to the 22nd. Okay, we know the mass of the Earth is 5.9 times 10 to the 24th. And we knew the mass of Pluto. I'm going to might as well take it into the one I already switched, is 0.013 times 10 to the 24th. So I still have to get the Moon so that it has the same exponent. So I'm 2 away, so I have to go 2 more decimal places. So the Moon was 0.073 times 10 to the 22nd. we had not 22nd, I'm sorry, let me switch that. 24th. We have 5.9 times 10 to the 24th, and we have 0.013 times 10 to the 24th. And if you want to use your calculator to do the adding part here, that's fine. Move this up a little. So fill in some zeros if that makes you feel better. 3 plus 3 is 6, 7 plus 1 is 8, 9. So 5.986 times 10 to the 24th power. All right, so let's fill in the rules here. So we have to get a common exponent, so we have to have the same power of 10. Right, so it has to have the same exponent. Then you're going to add or subtract the coefficients. You keep the exponent. You keep the power of 10. And then you simplify, making sure that it's in correct scientific notation. Okay, so any questions? Bring them to class. And if not, I will see you tomorrow. Have a good night, guys.